No, on second thought, I changed my mind. The sun went away, so we get back on the road. School slowed down. Okay. Do that. These roads, oftentimes, a road like this, they'll say you're authorized to drive 60 miles an hour on it. That would be 100 kilometers an hour. Just like the sign here says 100 kilometers an hour. That's 60 miles an hour. In my opinion, these roads are more like 30 mile an hour roads, maybe 45 mile an hour roads to drive safely on. They're not smooth, they're kind of bumpy, they have lots of twists and turns, and I don't think you should be driving 60 miles an hour on these roads. I actually am driving closer to 45 or 50, which is what I think is a safer speed, and I'm not in a rush. If I was in a hurry, I'd drive faster, but I'm not. So I'm doing 70 kilometers an hour. Kilometer is about 0.6 of a mile. So 0.6 of 70 is what I'm driving if you want to compare it to miles per hour. So that'd be about 42 miles an hour. That's what I'm driving, what I choose to drive. Cows standing up. That means usually they think it might rain. Culturally, Ireland has changed a great deal. It's everyone has a cell phone. They've come into their own. They're one of the most profitable countries in the EU. They are getting wealthier and wealthier with each day. The prices of property is skyrocketing, going higher. Still not as bad as many places in the United States, however. In my own personal opinion, but based on my own observation, at least in Killarney, I'm not talking about Dublin, I'm talking about Western Ireland, Kerry County, you could probably get a nice condominium, a 2-2 or a 2-1, for about 250,000 euros. Brand new. Very nice place. I don't know about farms and farmhouses with more land and more maintenance required. I'm not sure what else is available, but I know that there's a lot of... That's not a bad price to be in a town the size of Killarney. 250,000 euros is very reasonable. And they'll give you a mortgage so long as you can pay it off by the time you're age 75. The age discrimination is not illegal in the EU as it is in the United States. That would be an illegal provision in the US because you're not allowed to discriminate on the basis of age. So if you're 80 years old in the US and want to get a new mortgage, they can't say, oh, you're too old for a mortgage. But they can do that here. Yeah, they'll just say, you get a mortgage, sure, we'll give you pay it off by the time you're 75. A little rough if you're over 75 to get a mortgage. Now, this is a good stretch of road. It even has some semblance of shoulders on the side of the road. Old home, looks like it's possibly lost its thatched roof. Now we're in Cahersiveen. This is a fairly decent sized city. On prior tours, we've taken you to the old police constabulary here. And it's one of the cities or towns that is very close to Valentia Island. It abuts Valentia Island. That's not Valencia Island like the Spanish term. It's Valentia Island with a T, not a C. That's the difference between the Irish Valentia and the Spanish Valentia. And there's a lot of history here, because this is where the first transatlantic telegraph between North America and Europe was laid in 1859. They completed it. They got it operational, sent the first messages. It lasted, sadly, about 2 weeks of communication, and then a fish or a crab or something bit into it, and it was done. And it took them another 4 or 5 years before they laid another line across the Atlantic. But eventually they got a line across the Atlantic. And the line that they got across the Atlantic was in 1863. And that one lasted until actually the 20s and birth of wireless communication across the Atlantic. Now we have lots of underground fiber optic cables, underwater fiber optic cables across the Atlantic, carrying data, financial information, stock transfers. This is the city of Cahersiveen. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm probably not. It's a decent sized little city, little town. It's cute. And this would be a great town to be in, but you're kind of away from everything. And bear in mind that you have an hour and a half in either direction on the Ring of Kerry to get back to a more populated area, such as Killarney. So if you have to get emergency help or medical help, something of that nature, you have about an hour and a half run to get there. So you have to sort of get by with whatever emergency help you can get here. So it's sort of an isolated kind of area, but still beautiful. Cute little city. There are several things we'd like to see besides the constabulary, the old constabulary. Some forts and some other things we'd be interested in looking at. But right now we're working our way slowly toward Valentia Island. And we're going to do a video today of the cliffs of Kerry. That'll be a separate video. Plus, we're going to do a separate video today of tropical plants that exist on Valentia Island, which is actually the westernmost point in Europe, closest to the North American continent. Next town over, they say, is somewhere in Canada. And even though we're 5 to 10 degrees further north than New York, it's still warmer here because of the warm winds from the Gulf of Mexico and the Gulf Stream coming in this direction. That across the river, across the inlet is Valentia Island. Sun is coming out nicely. Maybe it'll clear up today. They said it was going to be cloudy today, but weather's always dicey in Ireland. If you don't like the weather in Ireland, wait 5 or 10 minutes, you'll get something different. Looks like it might be clearing out over the Atlantic Ocean. We're still on the wild Atlantic Way. I don't want to do that. I want to go to a different road that takes me there. I was going to go to Valentia Island, but there's another way to do it. That will take me to the ferry. You don't have to go on the ferry to get to Valentia Island. You can go for free. The ferry's nice, but you can still take it. It's not expensive. I think it's 15 euros or something. 5-minute ride. But you can get to Valentia Island for free on a bridge a little further down. I may have to stop and find the exact road. That's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, video fans. I checked my map, my Collins Atlas, which I recommend that all of you get. And I'm looking for R565 that will take me to Portmagee. And at Portmagee, there's a bridge that will take you to Valentia Island for free. See how Collins map? But they don't make them anymore, but there's still lots of used copies apparently available on Amazon. And it's if you go to the more section below our below our page, where we have comments and things like that, and the products that we're selling, you can go and you'll see links to take you to Amazon to get those products. We get no extra money out of it. We get paid a small commission by Amazon, and it costs you nothing more, nothing extra to buy products that we recommend. And we recommend Collins Irish Atlas. And the problem with Google Maps is they will send you down a cow path because they don't know the roads that well. And you need Collins Atlas to make sure you don't make a mistake like that. And I've made those mistakes by letting Google Maps direct me. Send you down a road where only one car can go. You wind up backing up a quarter of a mile because of car conditions. R5, nope, we're on an R road, not an L road. R565 is the road we're looking for, which comes off of this road and will take us to maybe coming up around here. So you'll pardon me for not talking quite as much, because I think I'm recognizing the intersection. Looking for R565. There it is. R565. That's the road that will get us to Valentia Island for free. Now, since this is off the Ring of Kerry, I'm going to stop recording at this